Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, free to play. Guys, we are taking a look at the Fragment Collector timetable for this time round. On the free to play, I think this champion is going to be huge, by the way. Bevaled of the Fawn. For those who don't know, who have not been following my free to play series, I see messages where people say it's impossible to get Fragment champions on a free to play account. And you know, it is hard. It is hard to do it, but it's certainly not impossible. I got the last dude. Gaius the Gleeful, he is sitting there waiting to be pulled, to be summoned. I'm not going to summon him until a champion chase event if I think I can get that Fragment champion. He wasn't like essential to me at that moment in time. Yeah, and I did say that at the time, like, you need to manage this type of stuff. I've also collected up any of the energy pots pretty much since the last Fragment event. I've collected up the fantastic free gift from Raid, which was 3,000 energy, some XP days. And you can see here I've got quite a lot of XP or energy and XP days just kind of sitting in the inbox. So because my gem count is low, that's actually going to be really important to me for this stuff. So let's take a look at the event schedule and see how, you know, how high the chances are that I'm going to land 2 Fragment champions back to back on the free to play. Bearing in mind I am now 90 odd days in. Yeah, 90 days in, and I'm not hitting Nightmare or Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, which is probably the biggest letdown for me. That's the biggest thing that's going to go against me on this type of stuff. So let's have a quick look. What I tend to say here, this is quite cool from Raid, by the way. They do this event calendars now, which is much better. And we'll also do a guide on hellhades.com, basically like a daily rundown of what you should be doing. We do it every time. Just get yourself over there, hellhades.com. It'll be like the featured post. But saying here, so we're running a new Fragment event. Yes, we are. Bevaled of the Thorn. As I say, I think it'll be massive on the free-to-play account. And in terms of what's going on, you've got like a Dragon tournament alongside Dungeon Divers. That's good. Doubling up our points for our energy. We have got, what I would suggest you do here is do the Dragon tournament until it's done. And then you come in and do the sort of front end of the Ice Golem whilst Dungeon Divers is still running. But you do run into a second Dungeon Divers here. So you kind of then finish off the Dungeon Divers alongside Ice Golem. And then do Fire Knight at the start of this Dungeon Divers. You see how you kind of like pigeon-tail them in so that you end up, yeah, just making the best use of your energy, really. Most of the Dragon, Ice Golem, Fire Knight, it's just, do you have enough energy or gems kind of saved up to do the job? Normally, I don't struggle too hard on those, so pretty comfortable with the kind of energy to get the tournaments done. And for those who don't know, on the free-to-play, I did do a video on this quite recently, but I'm pretty much farming stage 13-ish, 13, 14. Dragon, I'm a bit higher, actually. I think I'm on 17. Yeah, so pretty much 13 to 17 across the board. 13 here, I think, or 12 here on Fire Knight. I need to push that one up. But it gives you an idea of where I farm and I still achieve the required points, you know, just kind of playing the game normally. So that type of stuff I'm pretty happy with. The champion training events can be quite a grind on resources. So I've not leveled anyone else up since the last one. Last time I think I 6-starred 2 champions. And I did a whole bunch more food farming as well. They are tough, but you do get a long period of time to do it. This one's probably going to be quite harsh on the points required, but I think you need to do it. And there'll be another one towards the end, which is much easier, but still like a good few thousand points. So none of them are easy to do. And then it comes down to artifact events. You should just be able to do, honestly. As long as you're not burning your silver all over the place, you should just get those done. Comes down to the 2 summoning events then, right? So everything else I think is just straight doable as long as you're active in the game. But the summoning events are where you have to be a bit more strategic around what's going on. If you do all of this stuff without winning any tournaments, yeah, tournaments you get extra points if you win. I never, ever assume I'm going to win a tournament. So if I do all of this stuff without winning a tournament, exclude the shard stuff for a minute, I think we end up on 80 points, which means we need 20 points worth of summoning to be done. So what you need to do, and unfortunately they've got it, they always do this as well, by the way, it's very clever. The Summon Rush event, which is down here on the May the 23rd, is not in line with what we're getting this weekend, which is going to be a 2 times chance to get legendaries from Sacred Shards. Yeah, so as of tomorrow, this portal will go golden, and there'll be a 2 times chance from Sacred Shards. So there's only 80 points up for grabs. We need to gain another 20, and there's only 15 points in the week where there is the 2 times for the Sacred. So basically, it means that you either go all in ham and get the full 15 for Champion Chase, knowing that you've got enough resources to grab 5 from Summon Rush. We don't quite know what Summon Rush is going to look like, but normally they do split it into a 5 and a 15. Not always, though. Sometimes it's just a straight 20 at the top. So because it's in events, I think it's more likely to be a split of a 5 and a 15. So you might be able to go hard on Champion Chase and then just grab 5 from Summon Rush down the line. It does give you a little bit more time as well to gain a couple more shards. So you've got another full week to gain shards. What you should be looking at here is, are you close to gaining more shards? I've literally just done this one. Am I close to my monthlies? I'm nowhere near. So I know that I'm not getting any more shards here. And that's the type of thing that you need to take into account. Have you got any missions coming up where you think you might be able to grab a shard or something? Is there anything in the lines that way round? I've got like a voidy coming up here at some point, another voidy coming up here. So, just kind of got to do the numbers. There's also the other way that you could flip it and say, you know what, I'm going to save my shards for the Summon Rush. If I can get myself some points just from the Champion Chase, just with champions that you've saved up. So that's the other kind of option. But yeah, it's always the tough element if you're not someone who's just going to kind of wail out. And for me, I'm going to see how the points drop for Champion Chase and make a decision there. I might try and grab full 15 for Champion Chase and then hope that I gain enough resources in the next week to steal a 5 on the Summon Rush. But trust me, the 5 on the Summon Rush, if we look at history, is still not that easy. Yeah, so if we look at the Gaius to Gleeful event here, and this is the fusion events we'll do, by the way, so there'll be a guide like this for Bevold as well. But if we look at the 2 summoning events that happened, would have been a couple of days in. Summon Rush, 20 fragments. One of the point fragments was sitting at 1,750 points. That's a lot. And then the second one was sitting at 3,500 points. Now, obviously, you don't get points for, like, summoning your past fusions, like a Gaius on a Summon Rush. So I'm not going to get, like, the extra 500 there. You do need to just kind of do the numbers. But, 1,750 for the first set of fragments for this one was pretty damn harsh. And, it generally falls that way. So it's going to be tough. Either way, it's going to be tough. You'll know by the time you get to the Summon Rush whether you're in with a shout or not. Don't just waste shards if you're not in with a shout. But, yeah, look, up to you guys if you're going to go for it or not. Obviously, I do feel like he's a good champion. He's better than I expected him to be. I did a guide on him yesterday if you want to check that out. But we are live. It is running. And, yeah, good luck if you're going to go after Bevold the Thorn. Catch you later.